So Haley,
So Sean.
gonna interrupt your scrolling for a dad joke.
Okay.
I've been bored recently, so I've decided to take up fencing.
Why?
Well, it worked, but then the neighbors said they'll call the police unless I put it back.
Maybe you should just stick with the MoneyWise FAQ.
That one was a little labored.
Hey, Sean, what are the legal considerations when managing employees' breaks, lunches, things like that?
It's a great question, one under which there is a lot of confusion. According to the Federal Department of Labor, now we're talking about federal law, right? Individual states may vary. According to the Federal Department of Labor, you're not required to offer any break or meal break. However, if you offer a short break, less than 20 minutes, that's considered a break that needs to be paid. And then if you offer a meal break that's longer than 30 minutes, that's a break that you do not need to pay for.
You said this was confusing. That sounded pretty straightforward, so can you elaborate on the confusing part?
I can try. A lot of the folks I know grew up and went to work when we were 14, 15, 16 years old, and there are different rules for lengths of shifts and breaks required when you're under the age of 18. So a lot of us grew up with this idea that we had to have a certain amount of break after a certain amount of time. We've also all watched a number of movies where maybe there was, it was some union shop or some manufacturing shop where there were specific union rules or specific rules for that manufacturer, specific OSHA standards that might also play into this that require a certain break or rest period after a certain amount of time. I've had a lot of different careers, and I know that when I was a driver for an organization that had requirements based under the Department of Transportation, there's certain rules for those kinds of employees, just like there's certain rules for pilots and flight attendants. They have to have a certain amount of rest between shifts. They can only fly a certain number of hours before they have to be down for a certain number of hours. So there are rules for specific industries, but the General Department of Labor rule is pretty straightforward.
Are there state rules?
Yeah, there are state rules, right? Not every state has their own set of rules. A lot of states follow the federal guidelines, but some states do have their own rules. That's kind of outside of the scope of our business. We're really good at helping folks answer their specific questions for their specific state, but in terms of remembering those rules off the top of our head, that's not something I want to get into today because 50 states could be as many as 50 rules, but a lot of states follow the standard federal guideline.
There's so many benefits to taking that break from work.
Absolutely, right? We can all talk about it and we can encourage our employees to take that break. But yeah, there's a benefit to our general health and well-being. If we take a meal break and we step away from our desk and we eat our food, that's actually good for our health and digestion. It's also good for our focus. It allows us to recenter and refocus. And while we're not health experts, it is good to take a break. It is good to clear our mind. Encouraging folks to take a break as necessary and as is allowable for your business is really good for the overall health and well-being, both of your employees and of your business.
That's all really good information, Sean, and some great advice as well, I will say. So I think people will really enjoy hearing this and taking some of the advice as well.
Thanks, Papa Joe.
You're welcome.
If you have questions about this or any other payroll-related issues, please check out our website, sign up for our newsletter, or follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube.
Also, feel free to stop by the office or give us a call and speak with one of us directly. We'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions.
My name is Sean.
My name is Bobby.
And this has been a MoneyWise FAQ.